all America. This is Grandma Sunshine's World Report. That's right, sugar. This is 2014, and we have a lot to discuss about the world news with Grandma Sunshine, which is all about trying to make solutions, not trying to build hatred. You see, BBC and CNN are two networks that try to focus on the human tragedies and who they feel is at fault. So they are trying to be like the PR for the world to create the hatred. That is why in France all the Jews are scared. Because what they're trying to do is not trying to focus about one country sending missiles and terrorizing the whole country, where they're trying to take away that focus of the world, that they should look at people just being killed and the people who are trying to really fight for peace. They are taking the blame and the hatred, which is why I think you should listen to Grandma Sunshine World Report, because we are about trying to make solutions, sugar, not trying to build hatred, trying to get away from the negativities of the world, trying to not make every single militant in the entire world start becoming mad, and every Palestinian and every type of Arab in the world would have this madness towards Israel, with which it should not be, sugar. The case should be Israel can, and it's the only one, sugar, that can make peace in that region, because they are the democracy. In fact, Tel Aviv is one of the most beautiful cities where everybody is accepted, and where you could go freely practicing your own religion and your own faith. And every single religious site is sacred, and everybody, Christian, Muslim, and Jewish, they're all allowed to come to Israel to see these beautiful sights. But whereas when you take Iraq, for instance, America tried to help them, then what happened was ISIS came in and all kinds of blowing up the graves of prophets. And when you take the world and just look at it, sugar, look at Libya, what happened to Libya now, and look at what happened to Egypt, and look at what happened to Syria. Sugar, these are dictatorships. These are not democracies where people have a choice what to do. If we didn't do anything, Al-Qaeda would have come into America and blown our cities too, and send missiles all over. And what do they want to accomplish, sugar? Hamas is saying that they want the borders to be open. Well, there's Egypt too that's closing the borders. What they want the borders to be open, and they want to build tunnels that they could just sneak up on Israeli soldiers that are 18, 19 years old trying to defend their country, and just shoot them in their backs and just kill them, point blank. They wanted to make great massacres all over Israel on the holiest day of the year, Russia Syria. And the world, sugar, are you saying to me that you are all pro-massacres? Are you all pro-killing people? Israel does not try to kill those civilians. It is Hamas who is hiding the missiles inside of all the schools and making tunnels. Sugar, has any single country like Turkey and Egypt, have they said anything about these tunnels, sugar? Well, these tunnels are terror tunnels. Can you imagine if New Jersey made tunnels going into New York to try to kill a bunch of people and massacre? Will you be pro-New Jersey of those evil tunnels and those militants that are trying to kill New Yorkers? Sugar, I think that we are really double standards here. And I really think that the World News Report should condemn CNN and BBC and all Al Jazeera stews, all these people that are twisting the minds of people. Sugar, we are not going to make peace that way. We are going to make people angry and vicious. And where Israel was all saddened by that Palestinian who got hurt and had mercy, sugar, we have to just say so many prayers, and one of them is the Ana B'Koach, sugar, which you should say with me. Ana B'Koach Gedulat Yemincha Tatir Tzrura Kabel Rinat Amcha Sagvenu Taharenu Nora Na Gibor Dosher Yichudcha Kivavat Shamrem Barchem Tarem Rachamem Tzidkatcha Tamid Kamlem Chasim Kadosh Berov Tucha Nahel Adatecha Yachid Ge'ei Li'amcha Pnei Zochrei Kidushatecha Shavatenu Kabel Shema Tzakatenu Yodea Talumot Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. And sugar, I know that Russia is trying to support the separatists in Ukraine, but they were a sovereign state and they had freedom. And then Russia started to say, well, we want to just come in and take Crimea and all these rich oil places from Ukraine, and they just marched in and took it over, sugar. And that is exactly what the militants are trying to do. And I just hope that we have justice in this world and not people that are in France that are making the Jews really scared, and all over the world. Why are you supporting missiles? Why are you supporting tunnels that are terror tunnels? Why are you not supporting that the Palestinians, sugar, should live in peace, and that Israel should help the Palestinians, and Israel should send the supplies? I heard that all that cement that Israel gave the Palestinians for building hospitals, it was built for tunnels, sugar. Sugar, I'm just telling you that you should support Israel, because Israel is the one that has the heart that they are going to help those Palestinians, or else we were going to have ISIS come in and they're going to help the Palestinians, sugar. They're going to help the Palestinians by killing them and making them wear all kinds of things on their head and take away all the rights of women, and try to kill gay people and try to make a country of a bunch of militants. Is that what you want, sugar? Or do you want Israel to come in and help the Palestinians and give relief and aid? And do you want the Israelis to help build hospitals and not build tunnels underneath their places? You know, Gaza is right next to Israel, sugar, and the West Bank is right next to Israel. If these Palestinians call days of rages and they can't live in peace and they don't want to live in peace, sugar, they have their own countries. Israel will give them back land and say, hey, you have a house and you don't have to pay mortgages like all Americans do. You could just live there. But you can't have free water and free electricity, and you could go to anywhere you want in the world. You could go to universities, you could do anything you want. But they don't want to do that. They rather fight and throw stones and rocks. You know, rocks are like killing somebody. You could kill somebody with a rock. And all those missiles that were sent by Hamas into Israel, now what kind of thing do these ministers and the Pope and all kinds of preachers are saying in Gaza, that just because Israeli people, there weren't 6,000 Israeli people killed, then that's okay. That's okay. It's not a big deal. There is a big deal, sugar. Those Israeli young 18-year-olds that were killed by these militants in their back, just trying to prevent missiles coming to Israel, trying to help build peace. They were not the aggressors, sugar. I don't know what kind of things these people are telling the world, that Israel is the aggressor when the Palestinians are spending money for the tunnels, and they're oppressing their own people by forcing them to stay and forcing them to have missiles and forcing them to just live in a country that has so much anger. Sugar, this is Grandma Sunshine, and I'm just saying we need more love in this world. But by spreading that hate on CNN and BBC, they are just showing, oh, this is happening, and this is terrible, and this is tragedy. Yes, it is, but it all can be prevented by stopping the missiles and demilitarizing Gaza, and they will have peace, sugar. I'm Grandma Sunshine. Take my word for it. If Hamas will be civilized, and they would want to live in peace, and they would and feel that Israel has an existence to live in peace too, there will be peace, sugar, and those people will not be killed. And where is the UN? Why is Obama just doing nothing? Where are the crimes against humanity by sending missiles indiscriminately into civilized places? That is a crime. That is against the Hague Convention. That is against everything. And yet, did the UN say anything? No, they're just sorry that people are being killed. Well, why don't they do something and go after war crimes of these guerrilla terrorists that are making those poor Palestinians not have peace and twisting their minds? It's not the Israelis. Sugar, thank you so much for listening to the World Report, and I'm just against hatred, Sugar. I want love, and Israel is going to make that happen. And we are all being fooled by CNN and BBC that Israel cannot make that happen, and that the Palestinians need their state. Well, we're going to have militant states like ISIS. Would that be better? Or we're going to have a democracy like Israel, and people could go to colleges. Instead of building terror tunnels, they could build universities, Sugar. I want you just to think about that, Sugar. Stop being pro-militants, or we are going to have nuclear powers on us. And how are we going to like going in shelters every 5 minutes, Sugar? That's right. Thank you so much for listening to Grandma Sunshine. And may God bless us and make the right things happen in peace. And stop being pro-militant, Sugar. Or you're going to end up like Russia, taking over places and having the whole world condemn you. And you know something? The UN should do something and get people there helping the Israelis, Sugar. Thank you so much for listening to Grandma Sunshine World's Report.